Peace, diehards. It's your boy Eru, host of the Dynex Podcast. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and also Twitter Spaces. We're gonna give Twitter Spaces a chance here to for people to hear this Die Hard Knicks podcast for the first time ever, man. So shout out to Pudge. We got I am Jarrell here. We got Andy on YouTube checking in. Shout out to everyone that's gonna pop in on Facebook and those that might check in on Twitter Spaces later. But we got something to talk about, man. This is an NBA rumor that didn't start by a fan. This started by a legit source, right? For people that love to give these sports writers all the props, right? But meanwhile, they shit on us daily, right? But here we go. We're gonna give them a shot, and we're gonna give another Twitter channel a shot for those that are watching on YouTube. The NBA Central, man. Thank God for NBA Central because I'm not subscribing to any of this fucking bullshit, especially nothing on ESPN unless they want to give me a check to do something like that, man. Or Marc Stein, I don't even know where he's at, YouTube or whatever the hell he's on. But anyway, he makes an article, that he wants you to pay for. That's saying that the Knicks are a legit suitor for CJ McCollum. So anyway, shout out to all the chats out there. Shout out to everyone that's texting me and all this other stuff. So this is a pretty big thing right now. For those that know that follow me on YouTube and stuff, you know that I got COVID and stuff, so I'm trying to get over it. I'm almost there. But today, I'm trying to relax and stuff, but I figure I need to get this thing out of here, man. So listen, CJ McCollum, is he a point guard? No, he's not a point guard. We all know this. The Knicks need a point guard. Here's the hottest rumor. The hottest rumor right now is Fox for Randall. Now, truthfully, if we trade Randall for Fox, we have to actually give more, because the salaries don't match up. Fox makes more than Randall, so we have to give Randall. We have to give them a little bit more than normal to get Fox back. So that right there, that's a red flag. So that's going to require another player that's going to make at least like what $8 million, and then plus we got to give him draft picks. So why is that a good deal? Why is that a good idea? I know why, because everyone has their favorites. They want Obi Toppin to start. This, that, and the other. But listen, if we get Fox, what does that do with quickly? Does that get rid of Derrick Rose? Does that get rid of Deuce? What happens there? We get our point guard for the future. So what happens to the other guys? So it's like the whole conversation is all misconstrued. Everyone has their opinion and this, that, and the other. But you can't say one thing without considering everything else. So here's the thing with CJ McCollum. Right off the bat, he makes less than RJ Barrett. So before we get into that, I'm going to scroll up for those that are watching on YouTube. The next report on NBA Central, they're talking about Atlanta Hawks are interested in CJ McCollum and Marcus Smart. So here's the thing with that. If all Knicks fans, oh, the hell with CJ, he's too old, injury prone, this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, he averaged like 20 points a game for like the last 8 seasons or so, 6 to 8 seasons. But if Atlanta Hawks was to get CJ McCollum, how much better would they be? They're a team trying to get back into the play-in. They're currently, I think, 10th seed, right? So they're trying to get into the play-in, stay in the play-in, or possibly get into the playoff picture. So if Atlanta Hawks was to get CJ McCollum for whoever they're going to trade for, because like I said, the Blazers don't look like they're trying to do anything. They look like they're trying to retool. They look like they're trying to bring up their own young guys to get their own young guys playing time. That's their team. So I don't know what their motivation is, but my opinion, I'm thinking that they might want a player plus somebody young and draft picks. Atlanta Hawks can give them what they want, and they'll be able to get CJ McCollum fairly cheap. And like I said, if Atlanta Hawks was to get CJ McCollum, to add with Trae Young and the people that they have there on their team, they're going to be better. But how come when the Knicks fans talk about somebody like CJ McCollum, all of a sudden CJ McCollum is the worst thing that could ever happen to the Knicks? Oh, I would hate to be the Knicks, be a Knicks fan after this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's so ridiculous, But let's actually take. Well, let's see what else is going on here on NBA thing there. Okay, the next thing. So the Knicks are hot right now. They're actually talking about a Mark Berman post, saying that. I don't know. Mark Berman is an ass, man. I blocked him on Twitter, so I don't even see his post unless somebody else posts it. But he's talking about that Tom Thibodeau didn't even want, Cam Reddish. Whatever, man. That's all corny rumors and just stuff that people that are irrelevant want to talk about. So Mark Berman is irrelevant. That's why I blocked him on my Twitter feed and Instagram and every other thing because I don't want to see nothing that fool got to say, man. Especially from the New York Post. That's another podcast within itself. But for those watching on YouTube, I'm gonna hit the trade machine. So I like to use Fanspo. So spoiler alert for anybody that thinks they're so smart that they use Fanspo. Guess what? Millions of other people use Fanspo too. But so I got the Trailblazers and the Knicks here. The whole roster is here. Both teams are over the cap, right? So Portland is over the cap by 23 million. Knicks are over the cap by 7. Just look at for those looking at the screen. For those that can't look at the screen, I'm just going to read it off. CJ McCollum makes 30 million a year over 3 years. Okay, 30 million a year for the next 3 years. Okay, that's fine. Julius Randle makes $21 million dollars today. With his extension, I believe it gets closer to 30. But it's still not 30. It's just a little bit more than 21. So I think it's like 26 million or whatever it is. But anyway, CJ he makes less than CJ McCollum. But that's not the trade. See, for anyone that's wondering the drama, the trade is not Julius Randle for CJ McCollum. At least not in my eyes. If we're gonna trade for CJ McCollum, we're looking to give them scraps the same way that Atlanta would give them scraps, possibly a couple young players that are not playing. That's the move for Atlanta. So that would be the move for the Knicks. We're not going to trade Julius Randle for CJ McCollum because that would be dumb. Because now you're talking about timelines and stuff. Julius Randle is 27, McCollum is 30. Then the timeline conversation actually makes sense. But now, if you're going to get CJ McCollum, of course, the guy's injury prone. There's a lot of red flags with that. But he is still a good player. But you still have to match salary as well. So everyone wants to get rid of Alec Burks, known as well, and Kemba Walker. Surprise, let's take a look at this. For those that are watching on YouTube, Alec Burks makes $9 million. Let's trade him to the Blazers, right? Nerlens Noel makes $8 million. Let's trade him to the Blazers. Kemba Walker, he makes 8.7, right? So let's trade him to the Blazers, okay? So for those three players, if it all went through, it's $27 million. Wow, that number is so close to a number that I'm thinking about. Oh, that's CJ McCollum. He only makes $30 million a year. Oh, let's trade him to the Knicks. Okay. So granted, there might be some trade restrictions and stuff like that. So let's just go right ahead and just say okay for this trade. Where is it now? Where is the trade? Oh, here goes. Try trade in the right-hand corner. It's a success. Holy shit. For those that are watching on YouTube, it's a success. Kemba Walker, Alex Burke, known as the world for CJ McCollum. Why would the Blazers do that? Because Kemba Walker only makes $8 million. That's why. Why would they want Nerlens Noel? Because people around the league seem to think Nerlens Noel is a good defensive player. He could block shots or whatever. Why would they want Alex Burke? Because he's a journeyman and he's going to help their locker room with their rebuild and things of that nature. So that's how that works. What's the sweeteners? The Knicks got 1 million draft picks. We got 2 of Dallas draft picks. No, I believe we have 1 of them still. We still got all of our draft picks. We have I think the Charlotte's pick too. We got the Charlotte pick for next year's draft. And we got 1 million second-round picks, man. So we have enough capital to make this happen. Also, too, I guess we can mention that as well since we're here. Emmanuel Quickly and Obi. Those 2 guys can actually go down in this deal too. So maybe take out Nerlens Noel if you don't want him in there. I know Knicks fans want to get Nerlens, so don't take away Nerlens, right? Let's say we keep Alec Burks because Alec Burks is a decent player. Take Alec Burks out the equation, put Obi and possibly IQ in there. Oh my God, why would you do that? Because we're gonna hold on to our draft picks. That's why. Say maybe give them a second-round pick after we give them Obi and IQ. So here's the thing. Here's another side story with that. We have Jericho Sims on the team, right? Jericho Sims. We also have Deuce McBride. So if you were talking about young big men, Jericho Sims, can do the same things that Obi can as far as jumping in the air. Everyone seems to love it when Obi jumps in the air. We should do more pick and rolls so he can jump in the air. We could do that for Jericho, man, coming off the bench or starting at center eventually. But that's a conversation for like another day. To add to this mix also, man, if we get rid of IQ, then we got Deuce. Doesn't everybody want Deuce McBride to play eventually? So if we get Fox, for Randall, where does Deuce go? Deuce goes down the toilet because everybody wants Quickly to play, right? So if we get Fox and then Quickly's the backup, who's gonna play over our guy here? Deuce is gonna need minutes. We still got Rose, and we got Tom Thibodeau as the coach. So what the hell? So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that not only those 2 guys, Luka, excuse me, I just spilled the beans. We got Deuce McBride and Jericho Sims. We still got Luka Samanic too. We can call Luka Samanic to be the backup power forward if we need a backup power forward. So if we was to trade Obi or Quickly in this deal, which I'm not gonna put on the screen for those that are watching on YouTube, but for those that are listening on Twitter Spaces, you can, like I said, you can easily take Obi and Quickly and take them out and take Burks out to make the deal a little bit more spicy for Portland. And then at that time, you don't give the first-round pick. Maybe you get the second-round pick. This is just me being armchair GM. But to me, if I was on Portland and I'm looking to get some draft picks, possibly get some players that we can use today. Maybe possibly cut draft not draft cap space off, more quicker than CJ McCollum. That I would do this deal. That's a deal that I would do if I'm Portland. And to me, I think that this deal would be better than what Atlanta would give them. Because Atlanta they have a much more younger players, but I don't think that Portland necessarily wants that. I think they want stopgaps. They want young players, and they want to upgrade their own players that are on their own team into the starting lineup. That's my opinion. Just being an observer into the Trailblazers and stuff. So anyway, this trade, Kemba, Alex, Nerlens Noel, and CJ McCollum. That's the starter talk right there. And I'm quite sure if you're paying attention, nobody wants Kemba, nobody wants Alex, nobody wants Nerlens Noel. At least on our team, you know what I'm saying. The draft picks and stuff would be something to entice it, like I said, and we could take Obi and IQ and subtract Alec Burks to make it more sweeter for Portland. So anyway, after talking about that, we get CJ McCollum basically on the Knicks for nothing, absolutely nothing. So now I didn't even write it down because, like I said, this is more like a shotgun podcast kind of. So for shits and giggles, we got CJ McCollum as a guard. We'll talk about that in a second. We got Randall still on the team. Randall still on the team. We got RJ still on the team, right? Everyone's favorite center that everyone wants to give the bank to, right? Pay him his money, right? Mitchell Robinson is still on the team, right? We didn't trade Mitchell Robinson, so we got CJ, Randall, RJ, and Mitchell Robinson. We still have Fournier on the books, so Fournier's got to play. He's been a starter in this NBA for as long as can be. So he's actually playing a little bit better. So we got to put some respect on his name a little bit. Little 15-point a game score, 14-point a game scorer that can add to the mix. So now here we're talking about a starting lineup of CJ at guard, Fournier at the not Fournier, RJ at the other guard, okay? Because everyone seems to want him to play. And then Fournier could be the small forward, or we can even take Fournier, put him off the bench, and make because everybody wants Cam to start, so let Cam start if that's what you want. So anyway, I'm just trying to paint a picture here for just the possible lineups and stuff. So as far as point guard is concerned, right? Yes, we do need a point guard. We need a lead guard more than anything. Not necessarily a point guard. We need a lead guard to get the ball out of Randall's hands when it's time, and to get the ball also out of RJ's hand when it's time too. Here's another thing too. Most fans, they want RJ Barrett to run the offense. They want the offense to run through RJ Barrett, right? I agree with it. Sounds good, to run the offense through RJ Barrett, because it does work. When RJ Barrett got it going, it sounds good. It looks good on paper. Like this not the other the night against the Lakers, it looked great. But as a dynamic duo, Julius Randle, with the skills that he brings to the power forward position, RJ and Randle actually work. But I agree with my man State, that he's been saying for years that that Julius Randle is not a championship #1 option. Yes, I agree with that. So in this scenario, your boy Julius Randle is going to be the third option, quote unquote third option. You want the offense to run through RJ, right? So let the offense run through RJ. Okay, now you have a guy that's could be a closer. He's the only guy on the team that's been a prolific 20-point a game scorer for. I don't have the numbers right here, which I actually do. I guess I'll put that up in a second. But he's been a prolific scorer for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years straight, 20 points a game. So he's averaging 21, I believe. What is this? 21 and almost 4 and 4. So we're talking about 3.8 rebounds and 3.9 assists. So basically 4 and 4. 21, 4 and 4 for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons. So he is a legit NBA 20-point a game scorer, guys. So on top of that, like I said, we got Randall and RJ. Randall could be that third option, get the rebounds. He'll still bring the ball up sometimes because it's something that's it's something that's good that we can use at times, but not something to run the whole offense through. RJ runs the offense well when he has a pick and roll going and he's able to get the passes and scoring the way that he needs, whatever. But CJ, him on the court, if the ball comes to CJ, he could do point guard stuff, man. He can score from that spot. You know what I'm saying? So if you put CJ and RJ in the backcourt, defense is still decent. CJ's not a world stopper, but he's also let's say, like I want to say I guess just a decent defender. A professional defender. He's not a good defender. He's just an NBA defender. You know what I'm saying? So he's not complete trash. So CJ and RJ in the backcourt would be decent. Like I said, we could put Fournier at the 3 at this point now, because now you take the pressure off of Fournier. The Fournier is not even Fournier is like the 4th or 5th option now. You know what I'm saying? So that's where Fournier would lie. He would just be a shooter. He would just score whenever he could score. Or like I said, you could take Fournier, make him come off the bench, and start Cam at the 3. I think most people will probably want Cam at the 3 as well. So I mean, this all works. Because like I said, just the narratives, what everyone's been saying for like the last year in the comments and stuff like that. Run the offense through RJ. Okay, so let's run the offense through RJ then, right? Run the offense through RJ. Randall can also run offense too. So Tom Thibodeau wants Randall to run offense, so let him do it. It works, but we need that third guy. That third guy, okay, a point guard. What point guard? People want Fox, right? Fox, okay. How much better of a point guard is Fox compared to CJ? Especially when you're talking about shooting the 3. I think CJ is a better 3-point shooter. If you want to talk about getting to the paint, I think CJ is a little bit more, I guess want to say under control, dribbling the basketball, keep the guys on his back and setting up offense. CJ could do that. Fox, on the other hand, Fox is like a bootleg version of or maybe probably like a identical twin of somebody else that we probably should never talk about, which is John Wall. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It depends on how you want to run the offense, how you want to play. Because listen, I'm saying a bunch of stuff here, but we can also trade Randall for Fox and make Obi the starter and this, that, and the other. Then you have to pray to God that Obi can do something for you. You got to pray to God that he's legit, because now you made an investment. You made an investment in Obi. Now, if you trade Randall, you made an investment in Obi. So Obi needs to be who he is. He needs to be who everyone thinks he's going to be. You know what I'm saying? And then you can have Fox and Randall, Fox and RJ in the backcourt. Obi will start. Then you got Cam and Mitchell Robinson. There's a lot of inexperience there, guys. You know what I'm saying? Tom Thibodeau's there as the coach too. So how is he gonna play it? That's another thing too. Tom Thibodeau is the X factor with all of this here. You know what I'm saying? So no matter who we trade for and whatever, Tom Thibodeau's still the coach. So the point being with what I'm saying, all of this when it pertains to Tom Thibodeau, is that getting a CJ who's 30 years old, yes, he's a veteran. Tom Thibodeau's gonna lean on him, right? So it just gives Tom Thibodeau what he wants. So that's very important too. For the time being, it gives Tom Thibodeau what he wants. At the same time, like I'm trying to say, guys, I didn't trade away Obi. I didn't trade quickly in this trade, but they could go, like I said. But then we still got Deuce McBride, we still got Jericho, and we still got Luka Samanic. So but like if Portland doesn't want Obi and IQ and they're okay with taking Alec Burks and, like I said, Nerlens Noel and Kemba plus draft picks, if they're okay with that, then we still got a whole full stable of young people. So when the time comes, we can still stick the young people where they need to be if they get there. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, we stack the deck for this year to make that push for the playoffs. So this is what we want to do. We want to show teams that we still want to win, but at the same time, we're going to show you too that we still going to keep horses in the stable when they're ready, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I needed to get these bars off now before it got too late. Like I said, I'm feeling a little bit better today. I'm fighting COVID. I still got wheezing. I'm taking all these bunch of pumps and shit like that to get myself together so I can get back to work and stuff like that. So I just feel like I needed to get this out of there. So I see there's some people in Twitter Spaces, I'm taking a look. If anybody on Twitter Spaces wants to pop in and say what's up, you can just request and I'll just pop you in. So to keep it funky with the people that I usually talk to here on YouTube, I'm gonna start from the beginning here. So I gave some props to some of the regulars, and shout out to Pudge. We got I am Jarrell there. We got Geraldine. These are some of my regulars. Julian Blum is also a regular. Shout out to you. He doesn't like CJ McCollum. He got the thumbs down for that. But I hope you listen to the whole rant, for me explaining myself here. Shout out to Frank Matos. What else we got going on here? Paris Drugger. We need guys who can D up. Listen, man, if you want to D up, if you want something that can D up, like I said, I got Twitter Spaces here. I don't want to turn anybody off, man. But there's plenty of channels that you can go through to get some D up. If you're interested in that type of thing, man. I know we all grown people here. A lot of people aren't, but this is not a young people show. So if you want D up, then there's plenty of places where you can go on this earth. I'm just being funny, Paris. You know how I am. So if you want to do that, then do that. The thing is, you got to put the ball in the basket in 2021. It's 2022 actually. You know what I'm saying? So you got to put the ball in the basket. Yes, you need to make stops. Okay, but if you have CJ and RJ, that backcourt is not that bad defensively there. You know what I'm saying? Mitchell Robinson is still there, right? Isn't he the greatest defender you ever seen in your life, right? Don't you want to pay him $20 million a year? Mitchell Robinson is still there. You know what I'm saying? We got rid of Nerlens Noel, so we ain't got to worry about him. More than likely Todd is going to play, but then you got Jericho Sims still there, right? So we still got good players on this roster, guys. So it's not like we're gonna get all of a sudden we got CJ McCollum and we're gonna get smoked on defense. How about we just got a 20-point a game scorer, a legit NBA 20-point a game scorer? So guess what? You worrying about defense for us defending other teams. Who's gonna defend us if CJ McCollum comes in here and does what he's been doing, and actually fits in well with RJ and Randall and Fournier? So that's gonna speed up the process, in my opinion, and possibly get us back to where we need to be, which is probably like 6, 7, 8 seed. Excuse me, guys. So that's my opinion, man. So I'm just gonna go through it here. So I'm looking at everybody talking about Berman and this, that, and the other. Listen, here's another thing too, since I got you guys' attention. Stop following the New York Post, period. Back in the days, it was Juve. I was actually out there. Some kid got his top blown off. Rest in peace to this kid and the family. This is a lot of years ago. I don't want to talk badly about that. It was a tragedy. I was literally up the block when that happened. Because at the time, I used to be at Juvie every single year. That was the last year that I was at Juvie. How I found out about this kid is that they opened up the newspaper the next day and they have a picture of the kid's head blown off. Excuse me, with blood and color all over the newspaper there. So my thing is, for a newspaper that would do something like that, that's worthy of not following ever again. Besides all the other stuff that the New York Post does, throughout the years, you shouldn't be following the New York Post, especially Mark Berman, because Mark Berman is a drama queen, and he likes to post a lot of snuff articles and stuff. You know, so it is what it is. You got to follow the guys that are really giving the information. Mark Stein is decent. Of course, Ian Bagley is another guy that's completely excellent. You know what I'm saying? They just given the facts and the information that we need. If you want analysis and all the other shit, we can do that. You know what I'm saying? But if you talk about inside information and stuff like that, guys that are going to give you that real information, Ian Bagley and Mark Stein, those guys are kind of like more closer to that than say a Mark Berman, man. So it is what it is. Shout out to Andy MBK all day. For those that are watching, the top of the screen it says diehardknicks.com. You can check there. They have merch there. I'm not gonna get rich off of it. NBK fam and the hashtag represent all day. Please subscribe on YouTube if you're following. And also too, there's actually a freaking Cash App thing there, man. So I'm broke. Give me some quarters. I need to do my laundry today. So anyway, shout out to Aaron N. He said we already traded the Charlotte pick. All right, cool. But we still got mad picks, man. So thank you for fact checking. I need it because I can't remember everything. Kareem Grant, shout out to Kareem Grant. He said he don't see the Knicks making any trades to Portland for some reason. I get you, you know what I'm saying? But they already got one of our players. They got DSJ. So trading with Portland, I don't know, because it takes two to tango. In order to make trades in this NBA, you need agents. Leon Rose happens to be our agent. Our team president. He used to be the super agent, World Wide West and all that. Do we have polls still? So why bring these guys in here if they don't have relationships with other teams? You know what I'm saying? So more pick and roll so we could jump in here. Yeah, that was the joke that I was making with Jericho Sims and Obi Toppin. Shout out to Pudge. He says Obi stinks. Blum is okay with trading IQ. I'm okay with trading IQ too because I absolutely love Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride probably is not ready today to play in the NBA. But if he got minutes a little bit, maybe he can be that third string point guard for us. Because if you get a Fox, IQ essentially becomes a third string point guard because Rose is still on the team. So it's a lot of stuff going on here, man. Yeah, man. So shout out to Woodshed. This is Woodshed. Everybody knows Woodshed from Twitter. He said we need to get this done. I agree with you, man. Listen, we've been through so much as a Knicks fan to say like, we don't need a 20-point a game score, regardless of his injury history. I mean, let's be real. CJ McCollum, blew a lung. I think he had a collapsed lung this year. So the dude has a lot of weird injuries and stuff. But like I said, we already got two guys that are the head of this team right now, Randall and RJ. We still got a Fournier. So if CJ comes in here, the stress level is not there for CJ to actually carry the team. He will be there as a closer for us and that type of thing if need be. But when it comes down to it, we still got other guys. So it's up to Tom Thibodeau to figure that out. I'm quite sure Tom Thibodeau will probably play CJ like 50 minutes if he could, every single night. So shout out to Cully as well. Cully with the orange tears. Shout out to Blanche Tears Networks and whatever. Please follow and subscribe everybody that I'm talking about here. He's talking about yeah, I'm talking about rumors, bro. He said I don't want to talk about Randall's breakdowns. Randall seems to be a little bit emotional. So like I said, that's a podcast for another day, man. I already told Julius Randle to suck my dick already because he told us to shut the fuck up. So instead of getting mad about him saying shut the fuck up, just tell him to suck my dick. That's the New York energy. So you're not gonna offend me and him acting tough with his chest puffed up. The guy, I guess he's a video guy. I guess people are calling him the video guy. So if he wants to press against the video guy wasn't scared. So why am I scared? Julius Randle suck my dick. If you want me to shut the fuck up, suck my dick. How about that? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all the respect to everyone out there. I already said the D word a little bit too much today. So that's enough of that. So shout out to Brahim here on YouTube. He's trading for old players past their prime. Yeah, I guess so. But we could trade players past their prime, but this is not a mellow trade. We're not trading all of our best players for one guy. That's not what it is. We're actually dumping guys off on Portland and sprinkling a little bit of trade capital. I mean draft capital that we have in excess. You know what I'm saying? Give Portland what they need draft wise. Give them some cap space. And then let's take on CJ McCollum. What the hell? It's not like, oh my God, we need to keep Kemba Walker. Nobody wants Kemba Walker on his team. Nobody wants Kemba Walker on his team. Nobody wants Alec Burke on his team anymore. Nobody wants Nerlens Noel on his team anymore. So that's what we're talking about here. It's not like we're talking about, let's trade away RJ and all this other stuff for CJ McCollum. This is a whole different ballgame here. So this is if this goes our way. Any other way, it's not gonna happen. Like I said, I don't mind throwing Obi and IQ in the mix. If take Burks out and put Obi and IQ in the mix, I'm not afraid of that because we still got Luka Samanic and we got Jericho Sims and we got Deuce McBride. So we have enough young guys in the stable to make up for losing for Obi and IQ because it's not like Tom Thibodeau was playing them a lot of minutes anyway. You know what I'm saying? So like, what is the fight? What is the fight? Of course, that hasn't happened yet. And also too, I hope it didn't happen or something else didn't happen while I'm recording because the trade deadline literally is like in what 3 days. You know what I'm saying? So 3 days from now, it's quite possibly that that something could happen. And like right now, I'm not following my phone. So if anybody gets any news, please let me know because I can't follow it right now, man. So we got Greg Castillo here on YouTube. If I'm the Blazers, I'm trying to get Cam. Hey, they could take Cam too because it's not like Tom Thibodeau is playing him. You get what I'm saying? Peace to you, Greg Castillo. We got Dre Day. What's good, man? We need a point guard. Yeah, man, I know that's what you say all the time, man. We need a point guard. You say it like that. But CJ is close, man. 20-point a game scorer, can actually ball handle and stuff like that. Pause. Yeah, so Sully's talking his junk too. So anyway, I kind of want to keep it brief. I know we were just talking about CJ McCollum here. So everybody left on Twitter Spaces. So everybody on Twitter Spaces could suck my dick too. So anyway, I see you guys later. So I will be doing Twitter Spaces more often. So any of my regulars on YouTube that wants to pop in, you could just pop in and we can actually talk a little bit on Twitter Spaces. That you can see on the screen there says Twitter Spaces at Diehard Knicks PC. So follow me on Twitter so you can get involved with the Twitter Spaces. Shout out to Andy. What else? What else we got here? Got May the 4th is here. Yeah, man. We got Wacko in Brooklyn. CJ and Randall ain't winning this a championship. Stop it. All right, so everything, right? CJ and Randall's not winning the championship, but RJ, is RJ gonna win this championship? You didn't forget about RJ. Did you forget about Fournier? Did you forget about Mitchell Robinson? Did you forget about Tom Thibodeau, that's supposed to be the greatest coach ever? So there's more people on the team than CJ and Randall. So please stop it. Ha ha, LOL with all the emojis, hearts, and faces and stuff like that. Because that's what young people do nowadays. They put hearts and all that stuff to insinuate the bullshit that they're saying. So Wacko Brooklyn, shout out to you, man. Thanks for popping in on YouTube. We got DJ Mr. Man is here on YouTube. We need a star. We need a young star point guard. Deuce McBride, Emmanuel Quickly. What do you guys think of those guys? You know what I'm saying? What young star point guard are we going to get? Are you talking about Jalen Brunson? Jalen Brunson is a free agent next summer, man. We might be able to sign him next year. So here's the thing: trade for CJ McCollum now, possibly in the offseason, get some cap space available to sign Brunson if you want, or maybe sign and trade Brunson. So there's so many different ways to get it. But if you have an opportunity to get CJ McCollum, get him. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, shout out to White Falcon 44. We don't need a star point guard. Bring in Jones inside. I got you. CJ's still going on with the emojis and stuff like that. This 2022. So that there is a what do you call an age gap there. So putting all the emojis and stuff like that, it might get you attention or it might not. I really don't get it. So we got Low Snicks here. We got Far is here. I just want to make sure I shout out everybody on YouTube because you guys are always holding it down for me here. What else we got going on here? Am I on tonight? If the Knicks are playing tonight, if I'm not mistaken, the Knicks might be playing tonight. The Knicks are actually playing at somewhere. They're playing the Jazz at 9 p.m. Yeah, I will be on tonight at 9 p.m. So for those that don't know, I do a halftime to crunch time show. I will be on at about 10 o'clock or so to do the halftime report tonight for the game. And I usually stay on until crunch time. So you can hear me rant and say this crazy stuff that I be saying. So May the 4th, he's laughing at me, but you know how I give it up, man. So to finish this off, man, we're gonna talk to Mr. Teran Mosley over here. What's up on the Randall side? He wants to talk about the drama with Randall, but I'm not gonna do it, man. But we'll leave it like this. Frank Mato says, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. So YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube and also on Facebook, a couple guys on Facebook as well. If you're watching, please subscribe. That way you can know when I post something, because I do it shotgun. I never have a set time. I'm trying to work on that, but you'll be able to see when I post something, and you can watch it at your leisure or whatever. And also subscribe. That way you can just take a look every once in a while to see what Eroy has to say about certain things. Shout out to Twitter Spaces. There was a few people listening before. I'm not sure how the audio sounds on Twitter Spaces, but we got Kicks and Queens there. I actually follow him on I don't follow him. I'm following him now, but I think I follow him on Instagram. Kicks and Queens. That sounds good to me, right? Kicks in New York. I love Kicks. So just follow everybody that I mentioned on here. Please follow and please support your fellow Knicks fans out here. So anyway, this is your boy Eru, the Any Star host of the Dynamics podcast. Eru is out. So I'll see you guys tonight, like about 10 o'clock for the halftime, the crunch time show. And it is what it is. Peace. 4 fingers to the forehead for those that can see. Four fingers to the forehead, right? Tuck in your thumb so you don't poke yourself in the eye. And salute. See you guys later, man. Peace.